Today we will be talking about our experiences and our journey through being a furry in the furry community. But before I say anything, guys, tomorrow is Memorial Day. Now, we won't be releasing this video on Memorial Day. It'll probably be a week later. You got any plans for Memorial Day?
Working. So,
Same.
it's always fun. Unfortunately, my job
Dang.
is like, hey, tomorrow's a government holiday. You should do work.
What's the point of having a holiday if you can't even have a day off for it?
Having
no.
crappy bosses and a crappy job, even though it pays well, but it's still crappy altogether. Rather not be here. Rather not be at that job. But it's whatever at the moment.
I don't
feel
know
that.
if it's because of the bosses. I just think it's just how our society is in the United States of America.
Pretty much.
Maybe. Yeah. Nah, it's
Okay.
just my business I work for. They can't control. They're so bad at like controlling whatever goes on, and they also cut pay a lot, so it's whatever. Before we go on that tangent,
But-
let's go in the subject.
Tent, and then we're back to subject. But yes, I agree. Let's get on topic. So, Conrad, tell us where you started.
How I became a furry.
Yes.
So, well, this happened, gosh, a long time ago. It was like 2012, and I was in the 8th grade in high school. And it was around the time school started, so like roughly September, October-ish. And our school's mascot was a husky. And so I was looking around on Google Images for I just Googled husky. Pretty simple, right? There was a lot of, normal husky pictures, and as I kept scrolling down and got further and further, there started being some rather different pictures, and I was like, oh, what's that? So then I click on it, and it said Canis something something, and then it had the tag furry, and I was like, this is so interesting. It kind of looked it reminded me of a cartoon character, right? Like Tom and Jerry or something like that. So I started looking more into it, going, because they had the Google Images related pictures, and there was a bunch of furry stuff in there. So I started kind of scrolling through, and at first I thought it was really weird, and I didn't like it. But then I ended up sleeping on it, and then the next day, after school, I came home and I was like, I kind of want to revisit that weird Canis furry stuff, right? So then I went back and from there I ended up finding out about the fandom and kind of what it was. I didn't really know much about the community's kind of home base with certain art websites and social media and stuff quite yet. But I ended up finding out about that stuff through Omegle. Basically, I went on Omegle and I put in a few tags like furry and furry fandom and stuff like that. I ended up meeting some people, and then they told me about Kik, and I'm like, what's Kik? They're like, it's this messenger, download it, make an account, we can chat on there. So that was pretty much my involvement in the community for, I'd say probably at least a year. I spent on Kik and getting into group chats with people and whatnot, and it was a lot of fun. I made a lot of cool friends. Ended up getting involved in some little, relationships, but they weren't very practical or realistic. But I think we all have kind of been through that before, a early on relationship. It's almost like a high school relationship. But no, yeah, that's pretty much how I got into it, was through Google, through Google Images, believe it or not. But yeah, and then I joined VR and VR chat through Cooper Tom, his videos on Twitter. I saw a lot of that stuff, and I'm really interested in kind of 80s and 70s nostalgia. So seeing his content, I was like, oh my god, that's so cool, I gotta get into this. So then I used my tax return and my stimulus check to invest in getting a gaming PC set up, and then I got VR right after that, and boom, here I am. But yeah, that pretty much brings me to where I am today in the fandom. And like I told one of my family members, it's like I found a community of people who are kind of like me, and we have similar interests, and we vibe together really well, and it feels great to have like a sense of belonging in this community. I really appreciate that.
It's funny how you mentioned Kick. I haven't heard of Kick in a long, long time. That was basically the Telegram back in the day.
Yeah.
It was.
Man, Kick
God.
brings back memories.
Now it's all bot accounts.
Pretty much. I haven't
Oh,
used Kick since I
jeez.
was in high school, and that was like 2012, 2011.
Right.
Oh my god, it's been a while.
Well, how did I get into fandom? I had to think really, really hard about that thought. Well, I guess it all started when I was a huge fan of Balto. I loved it a lot when I was a kid, and I'm talking about like when I was like maybe 3 to 4 years old. My parents would always tell me, you watch a lot of anthropomorphic movies from Disney all the time, from Box of the Hound, and of course Balto was not in Disney, that was at Universal. I was a big fan of Robin Hood, the old one. The Jungle Book, I couldn't get enough of the Jungle Book, that was a good one as well. Ants, even though that was made by DreamWorks, I also liked Ants. That was actually, fun fact, Ants was the first movie DreamWorks ever made, which I didn't even know that. It came out in 1998. And that was cool. But anyways, I've been watching these anthropomorphic movies since I was a little boy, and I didn't really think much of it. I just enjoyed the movies. As I got older, you go through that teenage phase of being curious about a lot of things, like we all do. We all went through that phase. And one day I was just, playing a video game. People still play today. I don't know what they play anymore. Actually, rephrase that. I played 2 games a lot when I was a teenager. I played Wolf Quest, and then I played Pharaoh Heart. I transferred to Wolf Quest to Pharaoh Heart. Pharaoh Heart was where I discovered there was, the whole furry thing. It wasn't anthropomorphic, like standing on your 2 legs. It was still like, standing on your 4s kind of thing. I made characters that way, and ironically, this is how I made this character. Well, the early stages of it. And then I decided to, I'm going to look up Balto art because I like some of the drawings that people do of Balto. Especially some of them that are really good, and it was all wholesome, of course, and then of course, you stumble on the furry part of it. I was like, what the hell is that?
That's how it always
And I was
starts.
like, and then I found this art. I don't know who it was from. I went to this website called sofurry.com. If anybody remembers that.
I remember that, yeah.
I
God,
haven't heard that in such a long time.
I think they're still going.
Man, every one of those websites make me feel old now.
Well, I'm sorry. Not really.
I
don't
know.
feel sorry. You're learn to get old. It's coming, whether you like it or not.
I mean, you're only 2 years younger than me, so you'll get there too.
Yeah, but I'll still be fine as wine. You'll age like milk.
I don't know about that.
Oh no.
But say at the moment I'm aging like water, so I think I'll be fine.
Water. Water. Water.
Water.
Yeah.
No, it's a Dutch
Water.
drink, right?
Water.
Water.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Yeah.
then yeah, I made a account on sofurry.com, and being a furry inside sofurry.com, when I made that account, I was very naive. I stole many art from people. We all did. We were young and we didn't know any better. And I used to get so frustrated that people are like, "Oh, that's not your art." I was like, "Dude, I'm just showing art that I liked." And they're like, You better stop it or we'll ban you. I was like, oh, okay, whatever. That's what I've learned, that, don't steal art pictures because, furries can be very touchy about that subject. And then I've been on there for a while and I was straight, believe it or not. Technically bisexual. So yeah, kind of awkward bringing up that sexuality.
Straight.
Jesus. Yeah.
To be honest, I feel like before most people become furries, it's usually you're straight, and then you start seeing anthropomorphic art of furries, and you start feeling different. It's like you get that change in like sexuality to like bisexual.
Yeah, that's what happens when you go on sofurry.com and then you see a femboy that you mistake for a girl.
Yeah, your mind plays tricks on you with that, and then you're like, oh no, why is that hot?
Right.
I didn't really see it as hot. I'm like, I'm confused.
No, the
I
party
was
body is like, oh no.
I was a 16-year-old kid who didn't know any better, but I was like, whatever. I'm still straight.
Yeah, same here. Like, I was pretty much just that way too, my entire fandom. And I've been in the fandom since 2007, when, the best way to say this, I guess, without going too far into it, is when your hormones hit. But,
That's the one.
my thing, yeah, that's the one that always causes the people get into the fandom, I feel like, sometimes. It's either that, or they see a fursuiter they like, or, like, especially now, I feel like today, is people see, like, TikTok videos, Twitter accounts, what's another thing? YouTube, tubers, just anything that's social media wise with Twitter, furries, like seeing fursuits and maybe VR chat avatars. People see that and they like it, and then they just want their own like persona, and that's great. Honestly, I'm glad there's a better way for people to get into the fandom than the way that I feel like all three of us got into the fandom somehow.
Hmm.
But at least there's more. I'm just glad there's more. This might. Okay, good. I'm just glad there's ways for people to get into the fandom. But how I got into the fandom was mainly, it was also watching a lot of anthropomorphic animal movies, like let's say Looney Tunes. Because
Not
Lola.
Lion King.
I said
Oh, you watch
anthropomorphic.
Space Jam. God damn.
Yes.
I was like, I gotta say something, but when I was watching Space Jam, I forgot about Space Jam. Dang it. I should have mentioned Lola. When I first saw Lola, I was like, oh.
I feel like her.
Nice.
I feel like her and Crystal from Star Fox is the main reason. Like older furries are here. Is like, it's like, do you really have to make a fox and bunny that attractive? Like that's so unjustifiable. Why? It's like they know what they were doing. It's like same thing with Rouge from Sonic the Hedgehog. It's like, why do you give a kid's character like chest the size of her entire body? I don't get it.
I don't either.
But it's stuff like that, and you start seeing that, and then you go out on your own, and then you just try finding furry art of those characters, and then you just come across this bigger community of like furry artists, and it has nothing to do with any like character you might know from a movie or a game, and it's just funly, cute drawn furry anthropomorphic creatures. It could be, canine, it could be feline, it could be reptile, and it's like, oh my god, this is adorable and cute. I like this. I want to have my own. That's kind of how my situation came to be. It was, I was looking up art of game characters, and then I came across this entire community of other artists who did just, other characters, like their own characters, drawing them up and putting them in pictures, and that just, I liked it. I enjoyed it so much, and I just wanted my own. And I've had Whiplash since 2000. I created Whiplash back in 2000. It was either 11 or 12. I can't remember how long it's been since I've had my boy here. He just got a redesign last year. Like, he was just basic white Arctic wolf with a red stripe down the back. And now he got something that looks just a bit cleaner, smoother. I like it that way. But
Okay.
yeah. What? Just because I said cleaner, smoother doesn't mean anything. But no, I had my boy here. Like when I wanted my own persona, like I actually did like look into quite a few different species. My first thought was, what usually everyone goes for in this fandom, which is either husky, fox.
I'm right here, you know.
I know, that's why I looked at you.
But
You
not a
have fox.
Conrad.
You both are right there. I look over there. I'm seeing you two huskies. All right. But can't say the same by myself. There's a lot of wolves out there. I'm just an Arctic wolf, which is funny because I live in the most hottest state possible. Or at least, excuse me, the most humid state possible, which is Florida. So an Arctic wolf would probably absolutely die down here in this heat because of the fur. But it was between like looking at canines because I really love dogs. Because dogs are my favorite creatures. I've had, well, it's kind of bad to say like how many I've had, but it's just I can't go on without having a pet. It's something in your life when you just want like not like a little small companion you can just like have around the house, pet every once in a while, and just have fun with. Go walk him down the street, throw a bone at him. It's something like that. So I wanted a canine, but I didn't know if I wanted a dog or go for a wolf or a fox. Which I'm not sure if foxes are canines, but I just settled on a
They're
wolf.
not.
They're not?
No.
Or they like half and half?
Vulpins.
Oh, Volpe. Oh, that's right. Oh, I'm stupid. But no,
See,
I
ladies
enjoyed
and
having
gentlemen.
Arctic wolf.
CD. See, ladies and gentlemen, that is himbo brain.
Yeah, that's why I enjoy being a himbo. Because look, I can be smart sometimes, and then I can be absolutely dead-brained. That's just the truth.
Oh, don't get me
I've
started on
seen
the
it.
conversation. Don't get me
Look,
started on the
I know what I
conversation.
said at FWA. I was my
You have your
dead-brain
smarts.
attitude.
You have your
I do.
smarts. I could talk about cars with you all day, even Conrad. That's
yeah, me and
where
Conrad
you
have some
guys
good-
are good.
Yeah, it's something you love. Like I could have a, I don't know, 2-hour talk with Conrad about his Prelude, honestly, or my Corvette, and we can just go on and on about it. But okay, back on the subject, into the furry fandom. That was my acknowledgement of getting to the fandom. It's been so long since I've gotten into the fandom that, like, I kind of forget what happened. But from what I can recollect, is pretty much watching anthropomorphic animals like Looney Tunes or what else was there? There was more back then. This is where I forget. There was more. I just cannot remember them. Oh yeah, and then Crystal
You-
from Star Fox, because this is when I was thinking straight. Yes.
Have I ever told you about the story when I was 15 years old and I was like playing Morrowind Elder Scrolls 3 and I read The Lusty Argonian Maid?
Oh
I have
boy.
not, but now I'm curious. Have a interest.
I like what Bethesda did there. I will not be telling the story on here because this is very friendly, but it's very interesting on how they approach that story. It is official. You can look it up on Bethesda's wiki, The Lusty Argonian Maid, if you so choose. It's not that bad, but I highly recommend it. It's a great story.
Well, I remember what the name of the Lusty Argoni. See, that's word. Lusty, whatever you said, made. I know what you're talking about. I just can't say it. But no, I know exactly what you're talking about. And I didn't play Bethesda, I didn't play Elder Scrolls as much growing up, but I know what they are. And I can understand what you mean.
Okay, I want you to work with me on this. Try to say Lusty Argonian Maid.
Lusty Argonian made.
Main. Okay, let's try that again. Lusty Argonian Maid.
Lusty Argonian made.
Okay, good job.
Heck
Can
yeah.
you say it, Conrad?
Lusty Argonian Maid.
Good job.
I've read
See,
some
it's not
comics.
that
I've
hard.
read some spicy comics before.
It's not even that spicy.
I mean, the word lusty is in the name. How unspicy can it
I'm-
be?
In part one of the story, all she talks about is helping the master polish his sword.
Yeah.
A legit
Oh,
sword.
Yeah.
whoa.
Yeah, his legit sword, but they had to say the word sword. They could have polished anything else, like his boots or his armor, but no, it's a sword.
Right.
You can
Um,
take that out of context as much as you want. That's the thing.
I know.
True.
It's very, very interesting that the Argonia's name is Lifts Her Tail. I'm not even making that up. I wish I was.
You're, You're trying to make it friendly. Lifts her tail.
I mean,
wow,
technically
that
she.
is like...
I mean, technically, hear me out. Listen, we're huskies. Our tails naturally lift, anyways.
yes, your
that's
curls.
just-
You got the.
True.
She might have the
perfect
curl too. The May might have
See-
a curl too. You don't know. You're probably born
Well,
with it. Okay.
She's a scaly. I mean, lizards can do that. But I'm a
Yeah,
wolf, so my
yeah.
tail goes down
See?
like a slide.
Yeah, that's also true.
I mean, you can see it's just like. Oh no! What got caught? Something's caught. Oh no! What are you caught on? Why you gotta do this? Okay.
Are
there
you
we go,
having
it's gone
troubles
now.
there?
Was not anymore, but yeah. See, it's the tail that goes down into a curve. Look, I know huskies have that perfect curl. All right.
Shaking the booty for us.
Oh no.
Well, that's my job.
Okay, but you did mention on the subject of our persona names and where it came from. I thought, you know what, it'd be kind of a good idea to bring that up. My name Fiction came from Photoshop. Actually, I was trying to figure out a design as well for redoing my character. Originally, he wasn't supposed to be named Fiction. Instead, he was a Photoshop error at one point because my hard drive decided to give up, and I had to try to save as much data as I could. And I did. I thought I lost him, but no, he was alive. So technically, I named him Fiction because he wasn't supposed to exist at all. And then here he is.
Okay, so
That's my
makes
story of
sense.
how I got my name.
that makes sense. I honestly thought you were gonna say your name came from Pulp Fiction for a second.
I love that movie, but no.
I love that movie too. All right, Conrad, how about you?
Well, actually, my name is just more of growing up. I always had the nickname Conrad because my real name's Connor, and I don't know. It's always stuck around with me, like in friends and in high school and everything. What's up, Conrad? So I just kind of chose that. And then how I created my character was, my high school mascot being a husky and whatnot. And then also thinking about like, well, I live in Minnesota, and it's really cold up here, especially during the wintertime. And also, huskies have like a certain kind of energy, right? Like they can be really hyper. They can be kind of crazy
Chaotic
at
energy.
times, and yes, chaotic energy. So it's like, yeah, I think that fits me pretty well.
You are the most chilled husky I've ever seen. Okay.
To be fair,
I
yeah, you're
mean-
so chill.
Yeah, I'm still chill, but I mean, especially
But-
like after a few drinks, like some of the stuff
mean,
that happened
true.
at after WA, it's like, uh-oh.
But like considering
Chaos
like
breaking
Andres,
out.
Andres is
Yeah.
chaotic husky for sure.
Well, yeah, it's kind
Well,
of
he fits the vibe.
Husky.
He fits the vibe very perfectly, though. So,
Oh yeah, no,
without
yeah.
Andreas.
Andres fits like chaotic husky, but you're like superbly chill, Conrad. But I mean,
Yes, he
honestly,
is.
but to be fair though, whenever we all have a few too many drinks, I mean, I just get more talkative, and then leave. Apparently,
I just become a couch potato.
a couch potato. See, I get too excited when I get too drunk, so I don't know what happens.
Are you sure it's
I
not
think it's
ADHD?
I might do like something stupid. That
No,
I'll
like
regret
I'm
later.
fine like before drinking, but when I get, drunk, that's when I actually get more uh just more energy somewhere like that comes out of nowhere. I like talking more, which you saw.
I feel that.
Yes.
I did at
See,
that panel.
I like doing things. I like going places because I just enjoy being like tipsy. Like there's a difference between tipsy and drunk, and I've gotten tipsy to the point where it's completely fine. But drunk is like another level. Like you start feeling it over like the night as you keep going on. And you're like, well, something's gonna happen. I know that something's gonna happen, and I have to go prevent this from happening. Hopefully, it usually never turns out that way.
Right.
But now I'm curious about what Conrad said. What do you mean that you could be dangerous?
Like, especially around a crowd of people, somebody might be like, "Oh, Conrad, you should do this," and I'll be like, "Hell yeah, I'm gonna do that!" And then it gets really ugly. Like there were some things that happened at FWA that I kind of regret, and I can't believe I let it happen. And I'm like, dang, I was really drunk.
So you're
Oh,
telling me
I
you're
don't
like
know.
the Steve-O of the furry fandom?
I wouldn't say the Steve-O of the furry fandom, but definitely like within our friend group, I'm like, yeah, I'm like, if somebody's like, oh, name somebody that that they're destined to do something dumb when they're drunk, everyone's like, Conrad. I'm like,
Oh my
"Dang it."
god.
And I can't disagree with it because I'm like, dang it, I know.
They're calling you out. Dang.
Just the real life jackass version when you're drunk. I got you.
Oh.
My name,
Good
on the other
times.
hand, I can't remember where I got it from, honestly. But like, I have like an idea where I got it from. Have you guys ever heard of a game on the PlayStation 2 and original Xbox called Thrillville?
No.
Okay.
No.
It was a game made by LucasArts, and honestly, I still love it to this day. But it was like a amusement park game where you build your own rides and stuff like that. It's like Roller Coaster Tycoon or any of one of those games. But they had like their own music they actually made for the game some places too. And there was a song called Whiplash. And I believe that's where I got it from because I actually liked the song a lot. But like I know there's also a song by Metallica called Whiplash, which I also like that song too. But
I
think
love
I
Metallica.
got it. Yes, same here. But I think I got that name from, like, I half think it's from that game, and half just because I've never heard anyone else in the fandom named Whiplash. Because I have never seen anyone else named Whiplash, so I'll take that. It's
Right.
like you being Fiction Boy. I don't think anyone's been named Fiction.
I don't think there's anybody named Fiction, period.
Yeah, that's what
It's
I'm
fictional.
saying. I have.
Ha!
Very true.
Ha! Ha!
Oh no, fun word.
This boy got jokes. Okay, Conrad.
I was gonna
Okay,
say
I s-
like, I figured maybe you came with the name Whiplash because like you put somebody in the passenger seat of that Corvette and like, the next day they'll be having whiplash.
Yeah, but in 2011, I didn't even have a car.
Oh.
That's true. It was so long ago.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
I mean,
suppose.
personally, I could give someone whiplash now because I drive like a crazy person, but in a good way.
Right.
I fall
Track
in
it.
walls while breaking them.
I dare you
Everything
to go
is
do
done
donuts.
in Mexico.
Yeah, that's
I
also
literally
true.
have
Go
a
do...
GIF. I'll send it to you. I have a GIF and I'll send it to you of me doing donuts.
Try doing it in your fursuit next time and give us that video. We'll post
I
it
did do it in my
on...
fursuit. I did it in my
Oh, you
head.
did?
And pause. Yes.
Awesome. Send
Yes,
us
and
that
it's
video.
hard. Yeah, I will. It's hard to like see out of the suit while you're doing it, and also I did it in my last tires because they're on their way out anyways. And I'm not doing it again because it was $700 just for 2 tires. So, yeah.
Ooh.
So I did that because those tires on the way out. I'm like, screw it, time to burn America. Or not like that, but like burn rubber for America.
Yeah.
America.
America. Oh
Another song.
man.
But no, yeah, it was fun, and honestly, it was perfect in it. Like, there was one spot of the video where I actually had like stopped because I thought I was getting too close to like a little sidewalk, like I'm not sure what it is, like a little ledge. So, but in the rest of the video, I can send it to you later. But it was a good one. I enjoyed it. I want to do it again, but I don't feel like going through tires like that. Especially
Driving
on
in Scoop would be
305.
scary too.
Unless you have good vision, and surprisingly, my suit has good vision, so I'm happy with that. But also, it's just the fact that 305 tires are expensive.
With your permission, is it okay that we have that video file so we could post it on the podcast show, and we could just show
Yeah.
everybody just a little few seconds of it happening?
Yeah, that's fine. And my only thing with that is it's a GIF because the original sound of the video. My friend was flying a drone when he was doing it, and the drone is so loud. That's all you can hear. Even though I have an exhaust system on it, you can only hear drone. You can't hear anything else. So it was more of a GIF video, or like a video you have to watch without sound, unfortunately.
That's fine. Okay, audience, here's that video. And we're back.
Oh, that's right.
Don't mind me.
So if you
Yes, I
Editing
realize
magic.
that now.
Heck yeah.
it's
Oh my
editing
God.
magic.
It's editing. It's magic. Oh wait, I messed up that song.
Okay, so good news, guys. We actually have a few people who did ask us some questions. So I think it's time to answer a couple of those questions, and we'll answer the other ones for the next episode. So is 2 okay for you guys?
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah,
Okay.
okay. Fine. Is it be like a question
So-
for each of us to answer?
Some of them are general questions, mostly. So far, the only one that I know is by one for me, but we'll get to that one later.
Okay.
I don't think that one will be answered, but we'll see. So, Colton, what is the first question and who is it from?
Excuse me, I didn't know we're doing this. Oh my gosh, you're catching me off guard like this? Wow. What the
Okay, since
heck?
this is recording and everything, and it can be edited out later.
I know.
Yeah,
That's
this
why
is
I'm.
like-
That's why.
like
That's why I'm
bring
not
up stuff
stressed.
for
I could just
videos,
cut
isn't
this
it?
out. What the fuck?
Oh
How
my god,
dare
your
you.
leg!
How dare you?
Yeah, leg was going crazy earlier.
I can
the
see
heck?
that.
Oh my gosh, where even is that document? Oh.
You're
Here
the
it is.
one who set up the document.
I got it pulled up.
Thank you, Conrad.
Okay.
You are a giraffe.
You are a giraffe, and what is his question?
Yes.
I like that name, though. Whoever came
Yeah,
up with
you
that
are a
name, you're
giraffe.
very, very clever. I see what you did there. Did there, not they. There. It's
You
there.
are a giraffe. I love it.
I also put like the question
a
in a text box in the video too, with their. You have to put a username as well.
Okay, that's fine.
Okay.
All right, we'll just have to repeat the question and then do it again. Or repeat the name and then question.
Next time,
let's see.
cameraman, be prepared.
Yeah, horsey.
I didn't think we're
Prepare
doing
before I
that.
ride you.
What?
What?
Ride him like a horse. Like get on his back and
Yeah.
ride him like a horse.
I'm made to be written.
I'm
Not
going
what you
on
were
horse.
thinking. You're supposed to be wholesome. You
I'm
put
a
on the
horse.
wholesome thoughts first, don't you?
I'm a horse.
That wasn't wholesome fiction.
No, it
The
caught me
reason
off
I'm here.
guard.
I know, that was
It
the
caught me-
point.
Yes. You're the one who brought it up, okay? And I was like, what?
No, he's the one that wants to go for a journey, to say the least.
Yeah,
All
we're
right.
gonna ride.
On to the questions.
All right. Okay. First question is from YouTube from, I hope I'm pronouncing their name right, Kennick McMains. and they had two questions. The first one was, do you guys own fursuits? And
I do.
know-
I do. I actually have 2 of them.
I only have one.
Right.
Well, I just have 1.0 and 2.0 Whiplash, just like I said. It was the before design, where it's pure white, and then it's the after design with this one.
Heck yeah.
You should also
Yeah.
answer that
Sadly-
question too, Conrad. Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah, Con.
I want one so bad, but there's so much money, and I'm trying so hard to save up for one. But hopefully, in the
Very
near
true.
future, being
I
like
was
within the
gonna
next
say-
2 years, I can get at least a commission for one.
Yes,
But
I was gonna say, you could try finding someone who's local that makes fursuits. Like, the way I got my first fursuit was with a local fur. And, like, it wasn't that much money, honestly, for a full fursuit. You would think, what, normally between the ballpark of, what, 3,000 to 7,000, depending on what the maker.
Right.
Well, I only paid $8.90 for my first one.
Oh wow.
Okay.
That's pretty
Yeah.
Bad.
My friend
And I
Dish,
still enjoy it.
African Wild Dog, he got me hooked up with. He was gonna get me in contact with this girl, Carly, otherwise known as the Phoenix Nest on Twitter, because she lived up in the cities close to where I live. And I was super excited because I really love like her art style and stuff with her suits. But then unfortunately, it just like never kind of happened. And also, I think it was more just the aspect of like finances for me weren't that great. And sadly, she moved away to Washington, so now she's no longer nearby. I'm like, oh. But they agreed to still help me out with my duct tape dummy when that time comes. That
Okay.
I got a commission slot. Need to do that.
Well, that's good.
I got my
yeah.
fursuit from Furtherwind Studios, which they are stationed in Quebec or Quebec. I don't know how they pronounce it. But
in Canada?
she is her name is the owner of Furtherwind Studios. I'm probably going to mess up her name, pronouncing Anoush. She is a wonderful lady. I can't deny that. She has always communicated with me professionally about the progress and all that, and she was always helpful and guiding me to understanding that, understand patience, that it takes time. And I waited a good maybe 2 to 3 years for my suit because it was a huge line of commissions that she had to go through. The weird part is she doesn't close commissions, so I'm like, oh my god, like dang.
Maybe she's just really good at making them. She just get them out
Oh yeah,
quickly.
she is really good. She has her own team. It's cool.
Oh yeah, well, there you go. That's all you need is a team. Also, another thing is, I always swore that in your videos, your fursuit head looks so big. But when I got it in person, my fursuit head is bigger than yours, and it's weird to me.
My head is a little bigger than yours.
No, it's not.
Subtle.
It's
subtle.
wider. You got those cheeks.
You could
got
take that
those
out of context.
pinchable. You got those pinchable cheeks.
You can't pinch my cheeks.
Well, nothing's ever gonna be as big as
Aw.
my first fursuit head. My first fursuit head is like a fucking astronaut helmet just put on. It's so big.
If you were to ever like put on my fursuit head on, it is limited vision. My peripheral is like gone from here. I can't look right or left.
Oh jeez.
Oof, I can understand. My first one is like that too. Like you can look that way, but you cannot look that way. My second one, which is amazing with vision, which I'm surprised at, and I love it. Like I can actually like, even with like the half eyelids I have on normally, even with that vision, I can still see perfectly like in front of me until like that certain area because of the eyes ending. But
Mhm.
yeah, my first fursuit maker, I don't know what happened to her. She just disappeared off the furry fandom, so I have no idea where she went to. The second one, though, it's a girl named Rich Costumes. She's local to Arvara, Colorado, and she was easy to work with as well. And I'm glad, like, I got a commission slot in July of last year, and she finished it, and I received it in the end of November. And I'm
Mhm.
She's a fantastic job with it. Now I have to send it back to her for something that I want done. Like so this isn't my fault from the beginning. Is I wanted my like where the bottom of the leggings come down. I wanted them just a bit bigger, and I gave her just too wide of a dimension. So now I regret that decision. So I'm just gonna send them back to like make it small again. And she's been working with me on it, and I'm very happy. And I'm glad because I thought I'd be like, hey, look, I don't mind paying you the money to do this. This is absolutely my fault. And she said, nah, it's fine. Just pay for shipping. You're good. So once BLC is done this
Aw,
weekend, I'll be
okay.
doing that to her.
All right, that's cool. So, yeah, that is very cool. What is the second question that this person has asked?
Their other question is, are your parents supportive of your decision to be a furry?
Ooh,
Now,
personal now.
okay, with my
Right.
situation, I was very surprised. My parents are those kind of people, like, they're actually like the furry fandom, but they don't like the other side of the furry fandom, to say the least. They don't like the. This is where the southern part comes in. They don't like the gay part of it.
Hmm.
It's just
I
true,
see.
unfortunately. So yeah, they don't like that part, but they love my fursuit and like seeing other fursuiters, which is surprising.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool.
My
Yeah,
parents.
well-
My parents. My mom is very supportive of my furry lifestyle. She thinks it's cool and she likes it because my brother and sister look up to me. And she likes the fact that I can entertain them with it. They love it and they always want to take pictures with it. They think I'm the coolest brother to ever have when doing it.
Aww.
My dad, on the other hand, he doesn't really care. It's just whatever to him. So I like that too. That was surprising. My grandma, if anybody's ever watched my videos, you see my grandmother. You know
I
how
still
she
fucking
is.
love it. I love that video.
Oh.
It's still gay as hell.
Mhm.
Your grandma.
But since we're on that subject, just for a little bit, I want to touch on that a little bit. So when we did that video, that's not exactly what was supposed to happen. She wasn't supposed to say you're hella gay though. And my reaction when I turned my head was a real reaction. And then I thought, oh man, I gotta start this whole video over. But then I looked over and I'm like, ha, that's funny. And then I posted it on TikTok, and so far that's been the best video ever posted on TikTok. Now, if you guys have not seen the video, we will be showing it to you right now. Even though I am a furry and I am weird, you still love me as your grandson.
Yes, I still love you as my grandson. You're
Yeah.
hella gay, though.
What? And we're back.
Real question though, what was she supposed to say?
What she was supposed to say?
Yeah, what was she supposed to say?
I honestly forgot. I
Oh.
don't remember. I got so baffled when she said that to me. I forgot the whole line she was supposed to say.
That works better, that's for sure. Hella gay.
Oh, yeah.
I love it.
That was really funny.
People also love our top and bottom bunk video. That's still one of our good videos right there.
Oh yeah, that one was funny.
Oh yeah, it's
That one was
pretty good.
absolutely great.
Okay.
We still need to do that video too.
Oh yeah, we do. On to the next question.
Let's see. This next one comes from Discord from Random Letters 82, and they ask, "Has your experience in the furry in the furry community?" Let me bring it closer. I can't read it. Here we go.
Get
So
some
this next
glasses.
one is from Discord from Random Letters 82, and they said, "Has your experience in the furry community helped you in the real world?" For me, I would say definitely yes. And the reason why would be more in the communication regard or like the social aspect of things. I used to be very like socially awkward and kind of an introvert and whatnot, and being in the furry fandom has definitely helped me to kind of break out of my shell a little bit and make friends and go to events and um socialize a little bit more, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah. Sorry, I was interrupted
get
there.
No, you're good. No,
Oh, you're good. You're good.
but no, that's definitely great, honestly. It's about the same way with me, actually. Like, I used to be extremely introverted as a person in general. Like, even though I've been into the fandom for a while and I've had, like, good friends I've known for years, like, my IRL friends I've known for almost 9 years now. And mainly, I only talked with them and no one else, like, outside our group for, like, 4 years. It just wasn't until, I don't know, like 2018, 2019, I started, like, breaking out, talking more. And then something completely broke in me. I have no idea what happened. And like last year in May or April, I just like, you know what? I want to be more socially out there. I want to talk more. I want to make content. I just want to do more in the fandom. And I guess like all I can say is it's a success because look where I am now. I didn't really expect to be like anywhere I am on TikTok or doing this podcast with you two or just getting recognized by people like at like cons. Such an interesting aspect. So it's absolutely helped. That's for sure.
Well, with me, I would say yes too, because I'm in the same boat as you guys. You guys bring up a good point about having social interactions with people. Mine wasn't the best either. I had to learn from mistakes and learn from mistakes, and then try talking to people again and see where I go from there. And because of that, I'm able to talk to people better now. And I will talk your ear off. It could be about the most random thing, and I want to talk about it. I get too excited about it. Especially if it's something
I
that
feel that.
interests me.
Oh yeah, exactly. That's the best kind of
Right.
topic to get on. One that makes you happy.
Oh boy. Talk about Mass Effect series. Oh, I would talk your ear off.
Except for Andromeda. No one talks about Andromeda.
I mean, I do. I'll just tell you how much of a disappointment it was.
Oh man, I still remember that game came out and the bugs that came out. Who knew you could
Mhm.
shoot a gun backwards?
That's what you went through? Okay.
No, I mean like more like thing is I played 1, 2, and 3 and I love those series.
Mhm.
It's just when you have amazing games like that and then it's just dead for years and then they bring back it in another series and it's just hot garbage. Especially
Yeah.
when it first came out. Like the facial like expressions and just the animations and oh my god, it was awful. Like
Okay.
you know, I can't sit here and blame like the company either. I mean, you can if you want to, but it's just the distributor mainly, time crunches, all that good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so our last question here comes from @Indian_live, and they asked, "Will you ever put this on Spotify?"
Well, we are one step ahead of you. We already did it last week. We're also on Amazon Music if you have Amazon Music.
And it's Apple Play or Carb or what is whatever iTunes thing is too. Do we have it on there?
I don't think we have it on iTunes.
I'm trying to remember what we have it all on. I know it's Spotify, YouTube, Amazon Music. Is that what it is?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
It's also on
There's
Podcast
another-
Index.
Podcast, Index.
indexes as well.
I'm trying to get it on Pandora, but you have to apply for that.
Okay.
Okay. I mean, that's
Hopefully
still fine.
Pandora as well. But anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this Top Dogs episode. We'll be seeing you guys in the next one next week. Bye.
Bye. Good night.